Okay, so let's come into hero. We're going to sit between the heels, and for most bodies, a little lift under the hips is going to be good. Feel free to put a blanket or cushion under your lower legs and get as high up as you need to so it's not too tight on your knees or ankles. And if at any time you need to adjust your position, go ahead and sit cross-legged or whatever you need to do. And have whatever you're using as a strap, scarf, dog leash or something, just nearby within arm's reach. And we'll begin with a few moments of grounding. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And feel your sit bones into the block or whatever's underneath you, as if you were standing on your sit bones. Press into them to lengthen your spine. The nice thing about hero, this pose, is the pelvis is neutral, and so the torso can perhaps be a little more easily upright and even, feeling that long, even openness, front, back, right, left. And come into a nice slow rhythm with your breath. And we can set this as an anchor to come back to. So anytime you notice that your mind has wandered onto something else, come back and feel that you are breathing. Slow it down, deepen it again. And you might remember, come back to this feeling in the torso of just open, balanced ease. As something we might try and bring into all the poses we do. So you can let your eyes open. Feel free to open and close your eyes as it's useful for you throughout your practice. And we're going to go ahead and pick up our strap or something you're using like a strap. Take it really long as you need to, so you can easily pass it over and back. And we'll keep doing this. And perhaps inch it in a little bit so you get to a slightly shorter distance. All the way back and forward. And as you get closer to your edge, your maximum or minimum length, it might be a little hard to get over that hump. So just finding that if you haven't found it already. And there are creative ways of avoiding this stretch, like going one shoulder at a time or bending your elbows. Try not to do any of those things. So keeping the arms even without locking, straight. If you're still finding your distance, go ahead and keep inching it in. And once you've found it, we're going to hold it at that most challenging spot, about straight back from the shoulders, and then see if you can find that open, equal length in the torso. Feel your sit bones lengthen up through the top of the head. So chest isn't jutting out. If that's happening, knit the ribs in towards one another. And then release. Place the strap down for a moment, interlace fingers in front, and put some pressure between the arms like you're going to pull them apart now, opening up between the shoulder blades, upper back, spreading there. And then release. Let's bring the strap into your left hand. Bring your left arm up. bend it back, and then take your right arm behind your back and grab the strap behind you. Inch your fingers in as close as you can towards one another. Some of you might actually reach your fingers all the way together, in which case go ahead and let the strap drop. Elbows are going in towards the midline and back towards the wall behind you. And can you check in with your torso, finding that evenness? Still breathing nice and deep. Your inhale might provide a little extra resistance, making it a little tighter. And then release. If you were holding your strap, let it go. We're going to lean into that left hand and then circle the right arm in a big circle. It might be quite creaky after that last pose, so go slow. Try and get to the full range of motion. Finish up the circle you're on, coming to your side stretch, and then reach out through the fingers, still grounding down through both sit bones, nice and open through the chest. And then let your head fall towards the floor and take the top arm out and down until you pull down through the right shoulder, looking for a stretch on right side of the neck. Press into the bottom hand to come up and use that hand to lift your head. Same thing other side. So we'll bring the strap into the right hand now. Right arm up. Bend it back. Reach your left hand back for the strap and then inch your fingers in as close as you can. And you may find the two sides can be quite different. Bringing as much balance as we can. Nice, slow, deep breaths, feeling the tightness, feeling the resistance, whatever's here. And then release. Lean into the left hand now. Right hand. Circle your left arm, taking the left arm as far back as you can. Opening up that shoulder, side body, chest. Finish up the circle you're on, coming back to your side stretch, reaching long. Let your head fall towards the floor. Take the left arm out and down until the left shoulder pulls down. Keep your head hanging and relaxed as you push into the bottom hand to come up. Use that hand to help lift your head. And then just take a couple of half circles side to side, evening out the two sides of the neck. Watching the sensation move from one side to the other. Next time your chin is to your chest, interlace fingers behind your head. Let your elbows hang down, stretching the back of your neck. And then release. Arms down, head floats up. We'll bring hands to the floor behind us, fingers facing forward. And if you're up on a few blocks, you may need to come up on fingertips. Roll your shoulders back, your elbows back. Lift the chest. Come to a little upper back arch, taking it as high as you can. last moment here. Release, come up, hands to knees, round back, lean away from your hands on your knees, drop your chin. And release. We're going to turn the palms to face down. Tuck your fingers under your knees and press your palms towards the floor. They may or may not come all the way, depending on your wrist flexibility. Get a nice stretch for the fronts of the forearms. And then we'll take a few lion's breaths. So big breath in through the nose, big exhale through the mouth. As you exhale, stick out your tongue as far as it'll go. And let your eyes come up and back, so you're really stretching your face. The more you go for it, the better it feels. Take a big breath in. Exhale. Again. Two more. Getting out all that stagnant air. And then release. Take a few big wrist circles. And then we'll finally release the legs. And I like to do it one set of joints at a time. So first starting with the toes, you can move your block, tuck your toes, and then rock back. So you're in a little squat. Can take a rock front to back, waking up the soles of the feet, the toes, calves, ankles. And then you can slowly take all the time you need, make your way to down dog, gradually opening up the backs of the legs, walking hands and feet away from one another. And at any point, if you need to take your socks off or make any adjustments, go ahead and do that. If your knees are feeling creaky, you could even reach a hand back and give them a little rub. And just opening up the backs of the legs should help with that creakiness. Take your time. Any movement that helps you get into your body. When you do settle onto your 2 feet evenly, you're welcome to have your heels up or down, knees bent or straight. Let's lift the heels, tuck the tailbone, unfurl into a high push-up position. Feeling the strength of your core supporting you, the underside lifting up. And then shift forward to lower down, low push-up. And come into your back bend. So this could be as low or high as feels right for you. Little baby cobra, all the way up to up dog, anywhere in between. Wherever you are, shoulders down, nice long neck. And then back to down dog, hips high. Let's drop the knees, sink back to child's pose, just taking that as a good option, practicing resting, remembering that rest is important. You can do it whenever you like. With arms out in front of you, try walking your hands over to the left. And then pulling back through the right hip, stretching right side a little more. Come through center and over to the other side. Pull back through the left hip, stretching left side a bit more. Come back to center. Let's lift up through table. Come back through down dog. Walk your hands and feet towards one another. Hang in ragdoll. And let go here. Any movement, maybe a sway or jiggle or rock. Bend your knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. Into mountain pose, Tadasana. Feeling what's touching the floor. Tuning into that often as a way of getting fully into your body, coming all the way down, pressing into the floor. Let's take a full A-series sun salutation. Inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward, swan dive down. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. 5 breaths. Down dog, child's pose, sitting, any neutral shape, finding your rest. Last breath here. Come back through down dog. Step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop back. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. This time from down dog, right leg sweeps up, bend your knee in and start circling this bent right knee in the biggest circle you can make. Lubricating your hip joint, strengthening, stretching, all the things that get stirred up as we do this. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, circle your ankle a few times. Big circles, both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then bring your right knee towards right upper arm. Extend it up and back. Take it across towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Now right towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Sink low. Grab your left wrist. Take it over for a side bend. Same thing other side. Grab your right wrist. Take it over. Back to center. Interlace fingers behind your back. Lift your chest. Release arms up. Tip forward, standing splits. Hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. Reaching that left leg longer. One more breath here. Step back. Warrior one. One more breath here. Release, make your way to down dog. Feel what you're doing. Maybe a vinyasa, maybe some other movement transition. From down dog, take the left leg up. Bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight. Circle your ankle a few times. Big circles. Both directions. Take your leg a little higher and then left knee towards left upper arm. Reach it up and back. Take it across towards right upper arm. Send it up and back. All right, towards the center of your chest. Extend it up and back. Big step forward. High lunge, arms up. Grab the right wrist, take it over. Side bend. Same thing, other side. Back to center. Interlace fingers behind your back, other thumb on top. Release, arms up. Tip forward, standing splits. Reaching the right leg long, let the head hang. One more breath. Step back. Warrior one. Last breath here. Release. Finding your way to a good resting pose, settling in, slowing down, recentering. Last breath. Coming through down dog, step or hop your feet forward, inhaling flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees, come into chair. Utkatasana. Hips go low, head goes high, shoulders low, fingers high. Feel everything that's going up and down at once. One more breath. Release, fold forward. Inhaling, flat back. Step or hop back. Lower down. Up dog or cobra. Back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up. One breath. Big step forward. High lunge. Arms up. Open out, warrior two. Take your time, settling in. Flip the right palm to face the ceiling, reverse warrior two. Right arm high, left arm back. Straighten the front leg, triangle. You can bring your hand to your shin, your ankle, a block or the floor, pulling up through that top arm, creating lightness, length. One more breath here. Let's release. Make your way to down dog. From down dog, left leg sweeps up, step forward, high lunge, arms up. Open out, warrior two. Flip the left palm, reverse warrior two. Let's straighten the front leg, triangle. And then release. This time bring both hands to the floor, turn to face the wide side of the mat, wide-legged forward fold, hang here as a resting pose. And you can take any arm position, feel free to use props, feel free to bend your knees a little or a lot. And then walk your hands over to the right, bending the right leg a little or a lot, just feeling a little stretch over here. Come through center and over to the left. Bending the left leg a little or a lot, just feeling what's opening. And then go back and forth on your own time. And if you want to try something a bit deeper, you might lift one of your toes or heels in order to get a bit lower. You can experiment with different ways of moving, using your arms or not. And come back to neutral, turn the heels in, toes out, bend the knees, and come up to horse stance. You can adjust your footing as needed so that the hips are as open as they'll go. The knees and feet point the same direction, and knees are more or less above the feet, not going way forward of them. So we'll bring the backs of the hands together, take it up to shoulder height, and release down. We'll do this a couple times. Now same movement with just the right arm. We'll lean to the right, and then lean to the left. And we'll take this side-to-side movement into some balance work, some dynamic balance work. So next time you're on your right foot, kind of push off of that and find balance on the left. Fall back onto it, glide across, same thing other side, find your balance. So if you want to make this easier, make it a short stance, and it could just be a tiny shift of weight and then a shift to a little gentle balance. For more adventure, it could be a big fall and a big leap up. We'll do this a couple times, feeling that moment of center and the moment of suspend before you fall. So we'll take this into a few static balances. Next time you are at the front of your mat, bring the right foot into a figure 4 balance. So we're gonna sink the hips nice and low. Arms can be out to steady you, prayer position, or fingertips on the floor. If any of you want to attempt the arm balance, Galavasana, it's an option. Don't do it if it doesn't feel right. If you want to try it, hands are flat, weight comes into the arms, maybe extending that back foot. Wherever you are, breathing. If you were in your hands, come back to your foot, rise, fall, glide across, same thing other side. Figure 4 hip stretch, and you take it where you want. This is great, just be here. If you did attempt anything like an arm balance on the other side, you can try it again. Knee and ankle, come to the upper arms, just like crow, shift your weight forward, maybe extend that back leg back. If you were in your hands, come back to your foot, let's rise, fall, glide across. Now catch the same hand as foot in the back and take a couple of big circles with your right knee. As big a circle as you can make. We'll go in both directions. And so we're purposefully really challenging that supporting leg. Static quad stretch balance. Other arm can be out to steady you or at your foot. Or if you want to fold, you could lean into the supporting leg. a block or the floor. If you had folded, bend your supporting leg as you come back up. Let's release, fall, glide across. Same thing other side. Same hand catches foot in the back and begin to circle. So all the wobbling on that supporting foot is strength training for those fast twitch muscles. After a few circles both sides, come to your static quad stretch, either upright or folding, whatever you did on the other side. If you had folded, bend your supporting leg to come back up, release, fall, glide across. Now catch opposite hand to foot in the back, twisted king dancer. So kicking your foot into your hand, getting a little chest opening, hip opening, back bend, balance, so many things happening at once. Can you feel that you're breathing? Last breath here. Gently release, fall, glide across. Same thing other side. Opposite hand catches foot in the back and kick into it. So in this complex pose, so much happening, can you feel that you're breathing? Can you feel what's touching the floor? Can you bring curiosity? Release, fall, glide across. Bring your knee to the front. We'll set up for a twist. Opposite hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Roll open through that top shoulder. Take the top arm back, maybe even looking back. Gaze forward again, release and fall. Glide across. Same thing other side, knee to the front. Opposite hand to the outside of the knee or the outside of the foot. Roll open. Gaze to the front, release and fall. Glide across. Now take a step behind. Right foot steps behind the left. Right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Hands to prayer position, opening through the top shoulder. Twisting, feet towards flat, legs towards straight. If you want to attempt an arm balance from here, you could also bend your knees. Hands find the floor, lean into the elbows, and shift into scissors pose, Kundalini. If you were in your hands, come back to your feet. We'll rise up, step out, step behind, opposite elbow to the outside of the knee. Work the palms towards the center of the chest. Lengthen your spine as you twist. If you tried any variations like an arm balance on the other side, you can try it again. And wherever you are, breathing here, feeling this, whatever this is. If you were in your hands, come back to your feet, take a big step out. And then fold forward, release, letting all of that go. Using this wide-legged forward fold as a rest. If you want to separate your feet a little further, straddle splits, finding You're opening on the inner legs. Don't go beyond what's useful. You might be on your hands or elbows. And then bring the feet back in, and we'll shift back into down dog, making your way. Let's take a pigeon pose on the right side. Slide the right knee forward, scoot back through the left leg, help the hips get as low as they'll go. Settling towards the floor. Bring the upper body back up. If you have something under your hip in your way, move it so you can lean to the right. Slide the left knee forward, half hero. So this is half of that first pose we started in. So if hero was challenging, half hero is a great way of getting things a little more open there. You can also sit up on something here. If that worked with the double pose, you might try it again here. Blanket, block. Lean back onto your hands, tuck the tailbone, try and take the crease out of that left hip, opening up left quad, hip flexor. You can stay on two hands or explore coming lower, maybe onto just the right elbow, could be both elbows, could be all the way back. And at any point you might go deeper or back out slightly. To release, let's lean to the right or roll to the right. Straighten that left leg out. Give a little rub to the knee, ankle, foot, any tightness there. And then make your way back to down dog. You might take a vinyasa or some other movement. From down dog, left knee forward, pigeon pose, left side. Setting up any support, being conscious about how you are doing this now. We each probably have memories of these poses, what we have done in the past, what we think might work now, and then there's how it really is. Taking in that real-time feedback and making adjustments accordingly. Bring the upper body back up, take your time. If you have something under your hip in your way, move it so you can lean to the left. Slide the right knee forward, adjusting into half hero. On the other side, right knee points straight ahead, right toes point straight back. Lean back, tuck the tailbone, and then come as low or stay as high as feels right for you, keeping the stretch in the quad and hip flexor out of the knee, out of the lower back. And then lean to the left, straighten that right leg out. Give a little rub to the knee or ankle or foot. Working out any tightness there. Maybe one last vinyasa or movement transition. Is there something you could do to even out the two sides, bring balance, check in with yourself? Eventually coming all the way to sitting and onto your back. You can bring the knees in, a little circle or rock here. And just check in with your body. There's lots of ways we might wind things down. You might take some back bends. You might take an inversion, a restorative pose, a twist. What do you feel like? If you let your body just choose, what do you want? So you can come into whatever feels right for you, whether it's been chosen carefully or you're just randomly moving into something, feeling what you are doing. Keeping breath steady. Giving it the time it needs. When you finish whatever you're doing, check in again. What now? What would feel good next? Maybe some counter stretch. Maybe there's a part of your body that could use some attention. You can continue in this way until nothing else is needed. You're ready to come into your final resting pose, savasana. Get as comfortable as you can. If adjusting your clothing or grabbing props would be useful, or a little self-massage. Taking good care. Eventually settling into symmetrical, relaxed position. Letting go of all the doing, letting go of all the effort. And allowing your whole being to rest. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Move your wrists and ankles and take a big stretch out through your arms and legs. When you're ready, bring your knees in. And roll to one side, pausing there for a moment. Use your hands to help you up to sitting. And bring hands together at the heart. Just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. And letting that gratitude expand out wherever it will. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining me today.